Always good. Looks like we're live. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I think Cody's decided he's going to go get a coffee, so probably good timing. Anyway, but we're live. We're live. The mighty CP back again with Hendo, getting about. How are you, man?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Yourself?
Good. Yeah, going good. Nice Sunday night. Mucho relaxo. Trying to figure out how to share my screen. Those who know will know how funny that is. But yeah. What's been happening? A bit of a 2-week holiday we've had.
Yeah, we've had a couple of weeks off. Probably a lot's happened in between. We have to have a bit of a yarn about a few things. But
yeah, we'll recap. No doubt there'll be a couple of particular people will be throwing comments our way, which we may or may not be able to. What's the word for it? Like dynamic commenting to figure out what the content is.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll go all right. But yeah, we got Cody, we got Blake so far. Always know these two lads are going to turn up. Great result.
So what's been happening, mate?
Man, we've got a bit to go through tonight. Funnily enough, there's been some pretty epic. What's the word for it? Like happenings, developments, as they say. There's a bit of an action-packed show. Now, when you say that at the start, typically that builds up people's expectations, and the one thing that's probably going to happen is you're going to disappoint. So that's what we've done at this point. We've built it up to the point where it's going to be a large show. Ultimately, we're going to run through a little bit of a list, but as always, I mean, shit, we just wander off where we want to. But yeah, basically, there's some new blog posts up. A bit of a recap on I was going to say last week, but last fortnight. A bit on the NBA playoffs. I mean, there's a bit going on there even today. Heaps. Got a cheeky Pokemon Milk Bar scam update.
You got an update?
Yeah, I got an update on the Pokemon scam from my local Milk Bar. So I'm sure the teaser that was put in the Discord there at Cherry was it's probably got everyone on the edge of their seat. So we'll get to that. Soon. A bit of Grand Prix action. Obviously, that's on tonight. Basically, it's going to be a good one. Old Maxi's in fine form. They're all getting about in the stands.
He needs to pull his finger out here. Yeah, don't know what's going on there. That guy's lost the plot. But anyway, we'll chat about that in I don't know. It's a mental game now with him, is my understanding of it. And
I'm new to F1, right? So I watch the Netflix series and I try and collect some of the cards. Like that's the limit of I've got a couple of mates at work that are like right into it. Like that's where my knowledge begins and ends. But like some people say it does take like a year or two to get used to the car. It just seems like a long time to me because I'm a noob.
Yeah, look, it does. Traditionally, it shouldn't because these guys are professional, the best of the best in the world, professional race car drivers, and all the cars are generally built, the same to spec.
Well, that's what I thought.
But they do have slight differences, which do make a big difference to the actual drive. But these drivers should be good enough to adapt, in my opinion. Right? Yeah. That's my opinion of it after watching it for so many years, because all the good drivers do. Like you look at all the real good drivers, they've won championships in multiple different cars with multiple teams.
Right.
So like the cream rises, and it's very similar. Like in other sport like NBA, you look at all the real good players. I mean, take Jordan out of it because he was so loyal to Chicago, but like apart from the very end, but most of the real good players, they win championships with, possibly two different teams, quite often.
Or at least perform at a high level. Like they don't fall off so much. Because the thing with F1 is that, like, I understand there's like particular. I guess you've got to keep the cars at a particular standard because it's like you can't just turn up with a Monaro and race.
Yeah.
Like there's certain standards that you got to keep. But then I guess the other thing that gets me is like they sit there and they talk about like it takes a year, takes 2 years to get used to the car, and then they're like the car's more built for like let's say I raced in a team and I raced with my teammate Barry, and they're like the car's it's more built for Barry than it is for Hendo, and I'm like what? Why can't you build me a car that's good for me?
Yeah,
like they seem to just it seems common though. Like it seems normal to say that.
It is what happens, but the thing is, sort of what I was saying, that if you're a real good driver, you'll adapt to that car and you'll still outshine. Like, because the car's not built for Lando Norris, because Carlos Sainz was there the last 2 years as well. So
Right.
the car was not specifically built. The car was just built to both of those drivers, and it just so happens that Daniel isn't really performing well in that car. Now, I reckon it's mental. I think it's a mental game because he's got the talent. There's no doubt about it. Like, he's shown it previously when he was at Red Bull, right? That's where I liken it to like horse racing and that, like where you try and work out form and that, and you try and line up horses against the best, other horses that they've raced against previously and that, and like, well, okay, this is a bit of a step up here because these other horses have lost to that one, but he actually beat him, and that sort of thing. So when you look at it like that, like Ricciardo should be fast, but he's just, I think he's just getting too, I hate to say it, a bit too old now. Like, hasn't won anything, like no chance. Like, he's won 7 races. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he's performed very well in his career, but it's just like, right now it's just,
How old is he? I'm keen to see how old.
I think he's 31 or something.
32. There you go.
32, yeah, there you go.
Jesus, if he's too old,
but it's not too old for F1. He needs to do something about this. He needs to beat Lando, because Lando was like 0.05 of a second off friggin' Verstappen pole position.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no reason that car isn't fast, whereas Ricciardo was 0.7 of a second. Doesn't sound like much, but on a small track like Austria, it's a pretty big distance. But,
I've been actually smashing into the old F120 on the PC this weekend, grabbing old Giuliano Alesi and trying to win the F2 title.
It's a good way to learn about F1, man.
It is, like, even I did this with Gridiron, with the NFL, back in like 92 on the Sega Mega Drive. It's
Madden.
Like, Madden 92. And it's like, people look at Gridiron and they go, I don't get what's going on. And most of the time I'm like, grab the video game, like, absolutely suck at it, but just play. Yeah, and all of a sudden you'll just see these rules and holding and I don't know, whatever, all the different rules. It's like you get that, you get the understanding of it just from playing the video game. But I've already picked up probably half a dozen different bits and pieces just from playing the video game this weekend.
There's so much terminology and so many different little intricacies that make such a big difference to Formula. So many variables, in Formula One that, like, it's a hard sport to sort of just casually watch. That's what I reckon personally. It's hard to just, like any footy game you can just chuck on. You don't really like footy. It's easy to sort of follow, what's going on. Like Formula One, like, unless you really know, like, you can see all the strategy game unfolding in the pitch. You look at the times and you're like, oh, hang on, this guy's pulling purple sectors over here. He's on a hot lap here. This sort of thing. Like, it can be hard to follow, but it all comes with time. Like, it is. It's great sport, but anyway, look, probably yapped on a bit too much about F1 at the very start of the show. It ain't an F1 show.
That's all right. Well, it could be, but it won't. It's not. But it could be. Who knows? You never know. I mean, and apparently Barry's a dead set legend. Peter B has informed me, so that's good to see that my make believe bloody F1 teammate is more popular than I am with Peter B. So, thanks, mate. I appreciate that very much so. But look, another point he does make, though, here, old Peter B, is
that's a good point.
Fantasy sports do make a big difference. I mean, it's weird how all this sort of stuff, that juxtaposition of fantasy sports and gambling and learning rules, like there's some wholesome stuff in there, and then there's some stuff that's sort of just, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like a bit taboo to some people.
If you want to make some money, right, like gambling, the more knowledge you have of that particular sport, the better.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you can get your mind cluttered, and you can overthink things and all that. But overall, and the more time you spent watching that sport and that, you can tend to predict things a lot easier than what and which is essentially what gambling is. You're just trying to predict the outcome. So, like,
best guess up.
I find you get a bit of an edge. Like for me, I probably haven't done too well in the Discord channel with some of the F1 bets I've had. But like, if I look at last season, like, so many times I would pick the first car to retire, and it's just like you could just sort of see what's happening. You can see these guys are pushing a bit too hard in FP1 and FP2, and the team's got a lot of pressure on them at the moment, and the drivers are going to have pressure on them, so they're really going to push hard at the start or something. And then sure enough, it all unfolds, and like it's amazing, and you get really great odds. You know what I mean? And it's the same with if you specialize in any particular sport. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I can't say that betting on F1 is profitable in the long run, but it's damn fun, and you don't lose a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But the point you made, though, actually makes me think, because it got my mind ticking. But I suppose the later on in the season would change the landscape of how you would potentially look at that scenario that you're talking about, in terms of, like, they're pushing really hard. They're under a lot of pressure, blah, blah, blah. Because if I remember the names correctly, and yeah, forgive me for getting them wrong, because I'll probably get them wrong, but was it was it Albon that used to be with Red Bull and now not?
Yep.
Right. So if he's under the pump in the last 2 or 3 races of the year last year, and he's shitting himself thinking, oh man, I'm going to be out of the job.
Exactly right. Yep.
Then he's probably going to put the foot down a bit hard, and who knows? He might be the first one out. Yeah, okay.
Correct.
So see, that's the extra big brain stuff that I'm just like, oh wow, the cars are really fast, and I like the video game. That's my level.
Yeah.
But you're
and
talking
it's the same with
level.
anything, like say basketball. The more you know about it, the more that you know what's going on with behind the scenes and late mail. Oh, that player's injured, and you're really following closely. The better than just casually going, oh yeah, I think Bucks are going to win or something, without even knowing much about it. But yeah. What has he got there?
Cody. He's on the ball.
Who gambles to win? That's true. Exactly right.
Yeah. A true DJ will just throw money away on things that will never ever win. Speaking of, that's a good segue. Actually, I'm going to roll with it, because speaking of throwing money into things that may never win, some very, very exciting digital news has taken place over the last 24 hours, CP, something like that. I was going to say between the two of us, but we've both just done it. I've been dragged over the line by CP in terms of helping me out with, basically just understanding crypto in general. But
Weaver, GJ Weaver's got one as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's official.
Oh, I think he was in the process of doing it.
He's about to do it. Yeah, about to do it. So, digi-horses. If you know, you know. But the old ZED RUN. ZED. Google it. Do what you got to do. Have a look. If you're anything like me, you'll spend hours and hours messaging CP, asking him how to transfer different currencies that aren't real, and you can't put them in your physical wallet. You can only put them in a digital wallet. If you didn't understand any of that sentence, then you're right with me. Completely driving blind. But the big reveal is here, and I'm going to do it because I actually have the technology to share a screen now. As much as some may not believe it, based on my history, Weaver's shopping around still. That's good.
Righto.
Good. Try before you buy, as they say. Don't want that retail regret. All right, here we go. I'm going to push the button.
In 30. Yep.
Yeah, Punter, you've got one running in 30. If I can figure it out, we will run the race live. That's what we'll do. I think it's 22 minutes until my reminder goes off. So let's check this out. Let's see if we can do it. But your old mate Hendo has purchased a digi-horse, and here he comes. Oh, will you have a look at him? The majestic Bruce Leroy.
He's gorgeous.
He's got the name. Legendary is just like literally on every horse, but that's fine because for my horse,
look at that rump on him.
Look at him, mate.
Look at that rear end on him, mate. Lots of power there and those hind legs there.
Oh, mate, he's just like me. It's like he knew.
Bruce Leroy.
I think this is probably the exact comment that was going through my mind when I just first saw him walk along the. I don't know, what do you call that? Do you call that the purple and aqua carpet?
Look at him just stomping his front leg there. Bang, bang.
He's got more attitude.
Just stamping his authority there.
And just look at the comments just rolling in.
Oh, mate!
If I could somehow send these messages to the digi-horse, I would. Bruce Leroy he'd be wrapped.
Give him some encouragement.
I haven't actually checked. I assume Bruce Leroy as a boy, but you can't really see down to the digi areas to figure it out.
Oh no! If you click on him, if you click on his info on that, it'll show you colt or filly or like a stallion is one that's.
Oh, here we go. He's a colt. He's a colt.
He's a colt. Yeah, I bought a colt as well.
Oh, there you go. There's so many details that really just make no sense to me whatsoever, but that's cool. So yeah, get your screen grabs in. I like the comments. It's like, oh, it says Colt. It's like, yeah, all right.
Oh, thanks, yeah, it says Colt.
Thanks, asshole. I know it says it right on the screen. I really appreciate it. Anyway,
now we know what those dudes on YouTube feel like.
Now I know how Blake feels when it's like, oh, the pack's over there. It's in the corner. It's in the corner.
Yeah, thanks, Bailey.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. That's the big news. The digi-horse empire has begun. We don't know yet how we're going to drag all of us into the one, like stable. I think we've all got to just be different stables. But yeah, if we can somehow like team up.
No, well, what you can do, you can gift horses to each other. So somebody can create like a common stable, and we all send them to the one common stable or something. If we end up working something like that, you know what I mean? Or we can just have separate stables and we can just talk amongst ourselves and breed them amongst ourselves or something. Yeah.
I share the wrong comment from Cody.
When breeding. Well, you got to wait. The horse has got to be at least a month old. Like I tried to breed mine straight away, and it said you can't breed it. You got to wait. It's got a countdown timer. You got to wait 27 days. But yours is a Z14, so yours should already maybe have a few races under the belt. And
oh really?
I'm not sure. Like you have to click on the info and have a bit of a look at the.
Someone's been racing Bruce Leroy without my permission. Have I bought like an old busted fucking horse? I've probably bought an old busted one. That's all right. The purple's probably just bruising. Anyway, he'll be all right.
Don't worry, man. Mine's had 5 races for 0 wins so far. So we'll see what happens, whatever. I'll just breed it,
What a classic. Yeah, so there you go. There's the update on the old digi horses, which is good. We'll be following the exploits of the digi horses over the course of the journey. We'll make sure that look, it might be a really easy update. It's like, I might make a nice banner up or something. It just says like digi horse update, and it's like, hasn't won yet. No. Update over. Update over.
You've got to get it into a race.
Yeah, that's going to be the next thing. I mean, Jesus, Punter, I just figured out how to buy the bloody thing, which basically gave me an aneurysm. So I'll just take my time and get him in a race sooner rather than later.
Right. Get him running. Get him working, mate.
That's right. Not Italy stamps. Get on with it, mate. Yeah. You got to earn your keep, Bruce.
Otherwise, off to the glue factory, mate.
Digi-glue. It might be the next big thing.
It's funny if you go through the Discord comments on the ZED Discord channel, bloody like on the for sale or sorry, wanted to buy, like heaps of the comments say, "Oh, we'll pay premium for lightly raced or winners.
Right.
We'll pay discount for glue." So it's like, obviously, if you got junk, people still buy it, Like, they just want to breed with it or something.
I saw one because like you can only. I think it's like if you I don't know. I'm gonna say birth the digi horse, which is like sounds a bit weird, but if you like create the digi horse, then foal. I got to get down with the lingo. So far, I'm coming up short on F1 lingo and digi-horse lingo. So I'll put in some work during the week to try and bring myself up to speed. But yeah, I saw somewhere where they talk about you can only name it right at the very beginning, and then if you purchase a horse, the name's the name. Yeah. So I saw one that was called LBJ. No, it was called LeBron Not Goat.
I've seen that one as well.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy that.
That was pretty funny. That like some of the names people come up with. But if you breed it, then you're the first, owner of that horse. So like you can then name it, But I don't know how it works with the breeding because in real life, like the fillies come to you to get service. So if we've got colts, we must be able to put them up for service, right? So the fillies can then come and get serviced by our colts, and our colts will then become stallions, right? But we don't actually get the baby. We get the money for the breeding, whereas the baby goes to the filly. You know what I mean? So I think that's the way it works in Zed as well. So you really want to I think you really want to try and get a few horses at the end of the day, you know, like a couple of colts and a couple fillies or something to try and get them all working for you, you know. But
I've got you.
Yeah, so there's a whole different, multiple ways you can approach it, or that you want to approach it, or you just might want to buy them, race them, and try and win, and then sell them. You know, like.
All right, here we go. Let's see. We're just going
I'll
to take
just
a quick
open
look.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you checking out LBJ, not the gate?
Yeah, I've just basically just pumped it in with like no limits, no nothing. My monitor's making my face look
What's
like
the most expensive one?
Yeah, good call.
Show us the most expensive one. Let's have a look at that. It'll be a Nakamoto or something. Because if you actually look at the name, like the 4 bloodlines, they're named after like crypto, like entrepreneurs type, crypto legends. You know, because Satoshi Nakamoto, he was the guy that created Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So if you go on see on his properties, if you go on the properties down the left there, see how he's a Nakamoto?
Yeah,
and he's a Z1. So he was in the first, like when they first started this shit.
Oh wow.
I think. But see, look at that. Someone's made an offer for 11 grand, 5 ETH. Holy crap, man.
How'd you be? It's like
crazy, isn't it?
It's like, hey guys, I'm looking for this amount of money for my digi-horse. And then someone rolls in and goes, can you do it? Can you swing it for 42 bucks? Can you swing it? I mean, can we work something out? It'd be good if you could. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll just close that. But yeah, okay, so Mighty Tax. Some of these names, though.
And like the Buterin, that's named after Vitalik Buterin, who started Ethereum.
Oh, right. So, yeah, interesting.
And the other two, there's another 2 lines, but yeah, they're all named after crypto originals.
It's good time of year for old tax sucks to be
Look at the price on these. Holy crap.
Yeah. See, what we want to do, uncomfortable nap. I'll tell you what, if I had to pay this sort of money out for a digital horse, I'd be having an uncomfortable nap too. It'd probably be permanent. All right.
The scary thing is, man, that there's people around the world that have easily got this sort of amount of crypto, like 4,000 Ethereum, just sitting there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no worry. Because they were in Ethereum at the start and they got gifted like 100,000 Ethereum. Literally gifted because they would just said, oh, yeah, mate, we'll start a node for you. Oh, okay. Wow. To do that, you need 100,000 Ethereum. Here you go. Here's 100,000 Ethereum from the foundation. And then, like, before anybody was using it or anything. And then now it's worth an absolute fortune.
Air-rated dong. Mate, I've seen one earlier named Air-rated dong. What a name.
Air-rated dong.
There's so many good ones. We got Pigs in Space, Dirk Diggler. Oh my god!
Man, that one's got me in stitches. Air-rated dong.
Air-rated dong. So it just goes to show that you can literally name it whatever you want.
Oh, and mate, this is the thing about, because it's crypto. Like, they're not going to like have many restrictions on this shit. You probably can't have an actual swear word. I'm not 100% sure, but like, if you had a website in mainstream doing aerated dong, like, they're not going to allow kids on there and things like that, But mate, it's like the Wild West, mate. The crypto world, mate. Anything goes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But I think it's fun though. Like, I don't know. I mean, look, it's what are you looking at really? Like, even just to get in at the baseline level, I think it's probably like $250.
Yeah, a couple $100.
They're going to have to $200 to $300 to sort of, I guess, get in, get a digi horse. Then I don't know. What did you say it was like to go in a race? Like, it's like $5 or something.
You can always go into races. Like, your first race for that particular horse is free, right? And then what happens if you like smash it in that race, you end up getting a class rating from it. So your horse after that first race will be assigned a class, and then depending on how good it is, and you can work your way up through the classes and that. But yeah, it's just once you get in there, it's about $2.50 a race, but there's up to like $100, $200 entry a race that I've seen.
Oh right.
Because there was one race where one Ethereum was the prize pool, and that's like $3,000 Australian. Something.
Yeah, that's too much for Bruce Leroy. That's too much pressure. It's too much pressure for Bruce Leroy.
God. Same with mine.
Good point here.
Sliding in the back.
Yeah. What's his name? Sliding in the back.
Sliding in the back.
What a horse name! You just don't hear that kind of creativity in the Melbourne Cup or Sky Sports or something. Can you imagine it?
That's if I don't lose money trying to transfer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is
people got to be careful. This is where people have got to be careful when they're just. It's not user friendly.
Talk to them,
right?
Yeah,
like it's not user friendly. Like you're talking about protocols and things that haven't been made for a very good user experience yet. You know what I mean? Because it's still in beta essentially. All these things are. It's like Top Shot. It's been in beta for friggin' a year now. Like it's just like. You sort of that's why you don't want to go balls deep in, you know what I mean, and go and deposit $10,000 in the bloody platform or something, but a few $100 or something for a bit of mucking around.
Well, we were mucking around with the different crypto coins and that in the Discord, and so there's a Top Shot channel in the Cherry Discord, and we started sort of chatting in there about different crypto stuff, and so I obviously just stuck my toe in the water. I'm like, oh yeah, look, we'll have a look, no worries. So I think I committed like about $200, I think it was. And I'm like, right, I'm going to figure this all out. So I did the standard thing that a lot of people will do. They open up a CoinSpot account or the like and just sort of get into it. You soon realize, though, as a bit of a noob, you soon realize that the more you jump around, you're basically just handing fees over. You're basically just going, okay, my $200, I want to be on that coin now. And so you hop over, they take a little piece, and now you're on the next big thing. Well, after doing that for about a week or two, I think it was you, Punter, that told me, you're just like, bro, stop fucking trading things because you're just doing this down the tubes. And so I did that. And anyway, long story short, I ended up putting it into that in the Coco Coco swap coin. Now, the mental gymnastics I had to do, and you helped me with it, just to set up wallet after wallet, and I'm just sitting there just going, for whatever gift you can find of just the cat just doing this, just going typing. That's what I felt like. But yeah,
you're a lot more advanced than what you were, say, 2 months ago. You know a lot more. I can tell just by the way you chat to me and stuff. Like you sort of get what's actually happening behind the scenes. So you know what I mean? Like with these coins, how they between the different chains and at first you were like, what the hell, man? You know what I mean? But now you sort of understand what Binance chain is and what Ethereum, how they're actually different networks, and you can't just swap between the two. You know what I mean? Because it's a different protocol and all this sort of thing. So you're starting.
There's an easy way to learn that. I think the easiest way to learn that, and it's kind of what Cody was getting at with his comment, is that I took the money. I took the we'll call it money for now. I took the money from the Coco swap, and I moved it to another wallet, and then I went to just put it into the digi-horse arena. And somehow, what I've done, or what we think I've done, is that I've sent it to a wallet address that's on the wrong chain, and so there's 265 Hendo dollars out there in the wide west. And it may or may not ever come back. I don't know.
Essentially, what's happened is you sent Binance pegged Ethereum to which is on the Binance, Binance chain.
You watch the comments go nuts now.
To an Ethereum wallet. So I don't know if anybody is listening here that has an answer for it. If that can be recovered, let me know. I, off the top of my head, would say probably not, unless you have access to the back end of that Binance chain wallet, but
Yeah.
you can possibly recover it. So I don't know 100%, to be honest, but I reckon you still should try and get in contact with ZED support, because you wouldn't be Robinson Crusoe, man. A lot of people would have done it, I reckon. Similar things anyway.
Yeah. No, I reckon Peter Lee. What's up, Peter Lee? Hendo shit the bed. Yes, that is digital shit.
It's the most important thing with crypto, man, is when you're sending funds, just double check and triple check, and if you're not 100% sure before hitting send, just ask someone or something, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be 100% sure that what you're clicking there is correct. Because, man, in all honesty, I've lost funds too. I haven't lost a lot because, see, when I was playing around with all that a few years ago, the fees weren't anywhere near as much. Like, the gas fees, the highest I've seen previously was about like $2. You know what I mean?
That's like a transfer fee, yeah. It's like a percentage. It's like a transfer fee.
See what it is you're essentially paying someone to process the transaction. So so one of the nodes around the world, one of the people that have got their PCs hooked up to the Ethereum network and are processing transactions, you're actually paying them to process the transaction. That's what the gas fee is for. It goes to miners. That's what mining is. You're processing transactions, so it goes to the miners. But those fees, they go up the more people that want to use the network. So, like, for instance, like, the more NFT platforms that are on the Ethereum network, the more people will want to use the Ethereum network, the more higher gas fees will be, because everyone tries to outdo each other. Because, like, how you can jack the gas fee up? So you want a fast transaction, so you go, I'm going to make it $3, just so I jump the queue. Then the next person goes, I'll make it $4. I'll make it $5, and essentially, you know what I mean. And then it gets to a point where it plateaus out, but it's still quite high. So
it's like anything, though, I suppose. Like, it's oh Jesus, Peter Lee's caught my attention. Cheeky bugger. Watch this. Look at this. What does Hendo and the Ruse have in common?
What's his answer? I'm sitting back a bit. I can't see.
That's all right.
Oh, that is a Jonathan comment.
Oh,
that's
Maggie.
the sort of comment you see on bloody the YouTube cherry chat.
I was hoping Magda would jump in the chat. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah,
he could be a. I've got a little gift for him when he gets here. What's this wild and wacky techniques that I've got?
Pop it up.
Oh, snap. Look at that. I can make the magic happen.
Just leave it up. Leave it up.
Just
leave it up.
We'll just leave it.
Let it roll.
We'll just leave it. We'll just see if he wanders in at some point.
Yeah.
Like a lost digifol. he'll just see the magic happen, and we'll just see how he reacts in the wild. Now, I'm mindful, Punter, that I've got 3 minutes to go until my reminder, so I'm going to try and figure out.
10 minutes till this race.
Yeah. So, do we have a link for the actual race that I can bring up?
Yeah, I'll send it to you now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, send it through, and I'll pre get it ready.
Right.
Magda's a stinker. Good on him. I hope he rocks up.
It's just on your Discord.
Because I haven't timed anyone out. Like, why would I want to? Honestly, it's like a no timeout zone. I'm gonna bring.
Oh, Cheshire wants mod.
Oh, mate. I wouldn't even know how to do it. Well, we can look at it. Look at him. Mod me. He's in there. So what we need to figure out how to do, old Hendo, just bear with me, because I'm going to figure out how we can actually digital horse racing. Holy moly. This is actually happening. There he goes. There he is. The big dog. Sliding in from the back. What a name. What an iconic name in digi-horse racing history. This bloody colt, this colt could be in the MCG like museum one day.
Anti-flash white is his colour.
He's
Anti-flash white.
He's got so much going on. Look at his prize money. I mean, you can't fuck with that. Look at it. 000. He's cooking up a.
See if you click on details.
Yeah, which way does it go?
Yeah.
96588 or 88569?
Ninth, I think, was my last finish.
Yeah, right. All right. I was going. Maybe you're trending down. Maybe you're ready to. Maybe you're ready to go. Oh, it's in another tab.
Oh, right. Oh, bugger it. Doesn't matter.
No, we'll make it happen. We've got to make it happen. I'll figure it out. Share screen. I shouldn't really talk through what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Here we go. Have a look at this majestic.
Apparently, Brucey came third in a race yesterday. Weaver's been checking it out.
Ah. No, I did not know this. See
if you scroll down a bit there.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right. All good.
Bring it back. We bring it back. Look at me go. I can share a screen with the best of them. Everyone, have a lousy day.
See how it gives you like the details and shows you the mum and dad.
Yeah, right. Man, this is deep, isn't it? It goes deep. Anti-flash white. Oh, there's a time.
Oh, there's your alarm.
There goes my alarm. Holy moly. Have a look at the big dog. Sliding in from the back. All right, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to stop the screen.
7 minutes.
Yeah,
that's all right.
We'll bring the other
What else
up.
have we got? What about the bloody NBA?
Yeah, we can talk a bit of NBA. We got seven minutes, so we can. We got time to figure it out.
Who were you on? You were back in Atlanta, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Not many people like the Bucks. I think most people sort of appreciate Giannis, but they don't really like the Bucks, and I can understand that. They're a bit of a but I mean that Drew Holiday, he's a fucking gun player.
Once we got to the Final Four, I was pretty sad. It's just sort of like anyone but the Clippers at that point. Like for me,
yeah,
that's how I felt.
Like that.
Like the Hawks, like what a cool story. Bunch of young kids going nuts. I mean, everyone's been climbing into Trey for the last like whatever it's been, few years, with the whole Luka Trey, and everyone's just been all over Luka, like pretty much straight up. And then all of a sudden, Trey has just gone bang, 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 straight to the conference finals. Like I think it's sort of weirded a few people out. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see. I don't know, just that narrative switch a little bit because it's all very social media driven and there's a lot of chatter these days. Whereas I just thought, Trey became one of my favorites in this playoffs. I must admit, and some people like him, some people
he's entertaining.
Him, so.
It's good to watch. Whether you like him or not, I think he's good to watch. You know, just if you're a basketball fan, like it brings a lot of energy and a lot of excitement to the game. So like it's good. He's good for the game overall. But like personally, he's not the sort of player I sort of tend to drift towards. But like he's an absolute talent. That guy, CP3 for the win. Yeah, he's absolutely. See, I'm actually backing the Bucks. But that's just, especially if Giannis can actually come back. But I don't know how.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
I'm not sure how he can come back because that knee was bent.
How bad is it, mate? Like, man, he's jumping around cheering and that today. Like, knee can't be that bad. He's jumping off the chair.
Like they're especially when they're at home games during the regular season. It's like, LeBron's got a sore back, so he's gonna. LeBron's probably a bad example because he rarely sits out, but. You get this player who's like an iconic main player, and they're like, they're sitting out because they've got a sore knee. And then one of their homies hits like a massive windmill dunk, and they're up and they're like, and they're jumping up and down and carrying on it.
A lot of it's just precautionary, I think, where they're like, they might be 90, 95% right, but like they're like, well, it's not a make or break game. Let's just sit you out because, it's just too high a risk. Like because of your value to the team, so like it's just too high a risk. Whereas with Giannis, if that was Game 7 today, he probably would have played. I don't know.
I actually thought the Hawks would win today, and then once you watch the game, it was just like they couldn't get the crowd going. They had honestly, I reckon they had 7 or 8 crescendo moments where it's like you just hit those couple of shots and the other team misses those shots and the crowd gets whipped up into a frenzy. And it just, I'm not saying it just happens and it's effortless, but it's like there's certain, you know what I mean? Like momentum shifts in the game. And just every time they got the crowd like remotely interested, it was just brick, brick, brick. Milwaukee come down, splash, splash, timeout. And like the crowd literally, I think, was it Chuck or no? I think it was Kenny Smith. There was some dude sitting there like this, and he's just. And as they go to the commercial, he's like, "Man, they're not interested in the game. Like they're half asleep. They're looking at their phone."
Wow.
So, yeah. Cody makes a good point here. Unless your name's Anthony Davis and you injure your groin in 2 minutes, that was nearly a big money winning exercise when everyone jumped on the unders for Anthony Davis. I wish we all did that because he only lasted like 3-4 minutes or something. He went for a block and then he was off. So, and Chesh, I might need Chesh to explain this one. There's an elbow cough. No, LeBron only walks out. Oh, I'm interested to hear more on this because I'm a bit of a LeBron homer. I've got some theories on LeBron. Probably not good for episode 3, but we never know. We might tackle it after the
some theories.
Horse race.
That sounds interesting.
Well, I got theories on greatest of all time and who's who in the zoo when it comes to that conversation. And look, everyone does. Everyone's got different stuff, but yeah, we'll come back to LeBron. I think LeBron goes all right.
Depends if Space Jam's any good or not.
Well, I mean, that's going to be that'll hammer it home. Who knows? We might even get like some sort of copyright warning. That's when we'll know we've made it because we'll get a copyright warning for like showing a trailer of Space Jam 2 while we're on.
Hendo gets a letter from bloody from LeBron's. What is it? Clutch Sports or something? Whatever they call themselves.
Yeah. Well, as long as might be an on-card auto. Might be an on-card auto complaint letter.
Hang on, we've got 1 minute till this race.
All right, I got 1.5 on my screen.
Oh, yeah?
Let's get amongst it.
No, it is.
All right, we'll do a quick run through of the field. Big McIntosh. Look at his career: 1-1-1.
You going to 3D, mate?
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah,
definitely will.
Sweet.
Just going through the list here. Rainbow Flower, Golden Milan. Sounds like a scarf name. Might be a
here we go. Starting gates are up.
Are they? Oh, jeez. Sitting here trying to run through the
I'm going to watch it on your stream.
Babe, Mystic Rose, Take a Hint, Patterson Drive, Little Sem. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Oh, no. Shit the bed. Here we go. Going to need to get better at this.
Yeah, you need to call this race too.
Call the race.
I'm no good at it.
Bloody call me a doctor. Have a look. Have a look at these majestic swines. All lined up, ready to go. Seeking Battle of Zion. That sounds like Vincenzo trying to get that first basket triple-double multi.
I'm watching on your screen.
These things are going to run. These things are going to run for 1,000 meters. So you can start calling it now. You pass out from some sort of aneurysm. How long is this race? How far is the race? 1,000 meters. Mate,
so going to sprint this time.
Put the kettle on. Go get yourself a couple of Scotch finger biscuits. Come back, and the race will only be like 10% done. Have a look at them. Something's glitching out here. They just all stop at the same time. It's like a flash mob of digi-horses.
It's rigged. They need
to rigged. Look at it.
Readjust. Oh, hang on. Wrong one's winning. Come on. Get that white one over in the distance there. Oh, look, what is this thing coming forward? Look at this.
He's gone too early.
Can you spin it around a bit?
You can. I don't know. How do you do that?
If you grab the racetrack, click on the you spin it around, and you can click on the horses and that, and like get all their details. Come on, look at it. It's coming. Too late, but
too late. No, he got his way. Get in there. Come on. Oh, you piece
it's like
of shit.
5th or 6th, 7th.
5th, 6th, 7th, or 12th, one or the other.
and see, that was a garbage race too, Class 5 race. So
yeah, Babe went early.
But see, like gate number also means
look at this. Goats only stables. Just rubbing it in everyone's face with a 2 wins from 2 races record. Someone's bloody patched their bloody Xbox. That's what they've done. They're taking the piss. They've bought that digi-horse from the Caribbean market from some sort of dodgy reseller. Might be like burnt CDs back in the day. That's what that is.
Imagine.
Well, I'm not going to watch it again, am I? It's a bit of a kick in the nuts for the old podcast.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to watch that again.
I have to ask your
horse.
Race now. I have to ask your horse to
Mate, I'm
lift.
just going to keep flogging it until it wins. And then I'll think about breeding it once it wins a race.
Well, it ended up in 7th. They say 7 is a lucky number, and so
horrible.
That's how I'm going to look at it.
I'll try a different gate next time.
I'll tell you what, if we could do a same race multi and we put it in to finish in the top 7, we put $1 on it, we'd probably have $1 and 5 cents or something now. So that's the utopia. That's where we could be. That's where we could make it to. But yeah, not today.
137 starts, 1 win. That's right, Blake. That'll be sliding in from the back.
Sliding in from the back. What a classic. What a classic. Oh, there you go.
So Brucey runs a bit better. At least he's got a 3rd already.
Check it for roids. My God.
I need to give it some roids.
I'll check it for weed, maybe. Just get slowed down.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Oh dear. What have we got here? Apparently they've got a website called Zest where they're planning to punt on the races. Wow. It's like glorified trackside. Trackside on steroids.
I've just fallen over. That sounds very exciting. I like the idea of that.
What a classic. That's good. Yeah, look, I reckon there'll be a few peeps getting into the old digi-horses. You know, it's not exactly a $5 expedition. I mean, it's still $250 or $300 or something to start. Well, like we looked at before, I mean, you could probably dive in at whatever number you want, as long as it's over, I don't know, what, 220, I think was like the cheapest horse you could find.
Yeah.
But I'm putting $50 on Bruce Leroy getting lost on his way to the track. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they actually just digitally land on the track, and I would still back that bet. You probably
what Cody's saying there, trackside is a scam. He's right. Whereas this is being blockchain, we can all go in, like we can go and view the transaction of that race, and you know what I mean. So like we can actually see that it was actually randomized. Whereas like on trackside, it's literally just like playing a poker machine. You know what I mean? It's already a predetermined outcome.
Well, how many times have you stood in, I guess, what I will call a Keno pub? So it could be like an RSL, or it could be like a leagues club, or it could be whatever. And you stand there. Never in my life have I seen that celebratory screen that goes, oh, someone in your pub has just won $2,000. It's always in buttfuck Idaho, 1 billion miles away.
Yeah.
Like I'll be standing there in Ringwood, and it'll go, oh my God, someone in Kalgoorlie, RSL, just won the blah, blah, blah jackpot. And I'll be like, well, knock me over with a pint of beer. I can't believe it. Whereas I think at the exact same time, old mate in Kalgoorlie is looking at the screen and it goes, oh my God, someone in Ringwood has just won the blah, blah, blah jackpot. It would be so easy to do. But anyway, just me being skeptical.
Government reckons they regulate it, but who knows? They say they regulate a lot of things and they don't even look at it.
Yeah, that's
by
right.
regulate, I mean we've determined the industry can self-regulate, you know. So
Maggie's on his way. This
here we go.
I can change the banner.
He's been on fire, Magda, on the YouTube chat for Cherry lately. Absolutely. Yeah, I love how he drags people. Hey, Hendo. Yeah, and you're like, oh, Magda's been nice. Hey, Magda, how you going? And he just like, eat this. 2 big donuts and like a hot dog and.
It's he gets it in.
It's like a bait and switch. bait and switch troll. He's like being real nice to you, and then you cop this.
Jess wants mod bad now. He's like, mod me. I want to kick Maggie to the moon. Poor bugger. Don't do that. Oh boy, here he is.
Oh, he's here. Look out.
The big dog. Oh wow. I'm not even sure
how you going, Jonathan?
I'm not even sure how to mod.
You probably got to do it on YouTube or something, yeah?
Yeah, probably. I'm not even looking at it. All I've got as an option is to block the user or to put the user in timeout. That's all I've got as options.
Oh, so that's what they must see as well. Like I don't.
Well, this is on
Cherry and that. Is it?
This is on StreamYard, so it's like a whole different. Yeah, it's a different set of shit. But I don't know. There's probably a way to do it, but I'll have to figure it out later. But yeah,
Jonathan, have you seen the ticker? The ticker down the bottom of the screen, mate?
Yeah, check it out.
Hendo did that just for you.
I need to create a new one.
So what else we got on the agenda? We covered the digi-horses.
Yeah, we got the digi-horses.
Oh, what about your Pokemon? What's going on with your Pokemon scheme update?
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point. All right, let's we'll move that the other way. All right, so for those that weren't aware, I went to my local milk bar, and as I rolled into this milk bar, I'm like literally buying like milk, bacon, eggs, standard sort of stuff. And as I'm there, I'm at the counter, and they've got these like little packs of I was going to say Digimon. I've got Digi on the brain. Little packs of Pokemon cards, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, oh, how much are these? they're like $3. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm doing it. And so I sent a picture to the Discord of this little packet of cards, and I said, hey, has anyone seen these before? And like a paintball tournament, I just got the word fake. Like, absolutely got peppered with it. I'm like, oh, okay, these are fake. But anyway, I'm going to open them anyway. And so I open them up, and it's like they've been printed on, I don't know, like a Konica Minolta photocopier. Like, they're pretty bad. But I opened it up, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just get like a fake electrode or something. That would be pretty cool. But I didn't. But the part of the story that I didn't reveal is that instead of being a stupid bastard and buying just one of these little packets, I bought 3. And so I opened these other 2 up today, just thinking, oh, I wonder what's in there. And you wouldn't believe what I ended up pulling out of here.
What'd you get?
I mean, this could be millions. I don't know, but I'm going to see if I can hold that up. Have a look at this big bastard. That is
Charizard.
A fake Milk Bar scam Pokemon Charizard.
What would that be worth if it was real? I know nothing about Pokemon either.
I know nothing either. So if anyone in the comments knows,
someone in the chat, let us know. What's a legit version of that worth? Yeah,
let me know what this is like.
Fakeazard.
Fakeazard.
Base set Zard, not worth much. What do you need, a holo or something? Reverse holo? I don't know. I'll just hear Blake saying the terminology.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll get the same.
$20, Katie reckons. So it's not actually worth that much in a legit.
Oh, that's good then. I was going to get it graded. What would they do in that situation?
It just comes back in the dreaded card saver with the label still on top, and it just says like non-authentic,
right?
And can't be graded. Yeah, but you still get charged for grading.
Because I'm with Jimmy P. Like I would want to actually slab it and get like a 1.
You could probably send it to like one of these like Australian grading companies, and they would probably just wouldn't even realize it's like fake.
Yeah, they'd probably
might be able to get a slab, but you can't get a slab that PSA or something. Well, BGS ain't going to slab it.
Yeah, right. Okay. It'd be good though. It'd be good, like just to get like a fake one and just plant it on there. So, but yeah, I thought it was interesting opening the
here he
other
goes.
boxes of those things.
Jonathan grade this.
Oh, dear. I have to bring that bloody banner back up in a minute.
Yeah, so
well,
so you got a $20 fake Zard out of there.
Yeah, like $20 not dollars. So that's good. So if you're at a local milk bar and they've got what looks like a little box $15. Box of like playing cards. They're not even plastic sealed.
Is that what they are? It's like a box of playing, like a little cardboard box they come in, was it?
Yeah.
But I think I think some Pokemon come in that way, didn't they? Again, I've seen all different sorts of packaging Pokemon, but like I have no idea. I've just seen it at like shops and shit, But
I remember one time it was on the cherry stream, and I was like, I just wanted to buy something cheap to break on the telecast and all that sort of thing. And so I remember mentioning a couple of these packs to Blake, and he just sort of just goes, nah, not those ones, Hendo. Go with something else. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So there's obviously there's obviously good and bad.
There is, and like I just try to, watch them chatting in the Pokemon stream and try and just learn a bit, because I really know nothing, but I've learned a bit as far as Pokemon goes along the way. But I like some of their artwork's pretty cool. I find, like it's a bit like, because it's like it's a cartoon as well, like it's an animated show as well. You know what I mean? So the artwork lines up with that. You know what I mean? It's not like where you like that X-Men release from Metal. But obviously it's comic book artwork. You know what I mean? That's on that, which is also nice as well. I like that as well. But it's just I like that it's like an animated type art on the Pokemon cards.
I like that stuff. With the thing that got me into it was when Blake was cracking these different like Pokemon packs and Pokemon breaks, and it was more packs at first, and then the breaks came along after that. But it was just seeing like all those full bleed cards. Like I'm going to get the terminology wrong, but like I
don't even know what that means, man.
Yeah, but just like a VMAX or like this sort of that sort of thing, where the picture's like taking up the whole card, as opposed to having like the big yellow border around it, and it just looks like a standard little card. Like those full bleed ones, to me, like I think they look amazing. Like they look like a little, I don't know, like having a little, I don't know, like a little painting or a little piece of art or something. Like, yeah, some of those pictures just look really cool to me. So that's what got me in. Full art, Chesh is saying. So thank you, Chesh.
There you go.
You can always rely on Chesh to tell me what's going on. Bailey is asking if I've got troll packs. I'm not ripping anything here. I'm just all I'm doing is just pushing the narrative of fake Pokemon Milk Bar cards. That's my whole MO now. That's what the whole show's about. Digi-horses and fake. I'm looking at this chat. It's absolutely feral. What's the common denominator here that's made it feral? Just amazing.
All right. Shit, I only just realised Bailey's here as well. How you going, Bailey?
Bailey's in it. Go, give me mod. Oh, you filthy bastard, Magda. Can I grade Stinky Blues Carlton cards?
Magda, you can grade anything if you're willing to pay for it, mate. But Magda doesn't grade. We already know that. He's got three beautiful Lucas. Have you seen his Lucas? They're nice cards, man. And like he's a lucky bastard. Eh? He bought one box from the market or something. I don't know, wherever he got it from. Right, and bloody pulled like a Luca Auto, I don't know, like a silver Luca and a base Luca or something, right? And it's just Magda, why haven't you graded them, bro? Now they're bloody closed. I mean, got to get them graded.
Well, I saw something. Was it yesterday or today? They were saying that I think some of the PSA stuff is coming back online, but it's $200
bucks now for Express. $200. Yeah.
But we were talking about that with that LaMelo Astro that I nearly sold on eBay as just a regular base card.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But,
did you end up selling that?
Nah, I still got it. It's still sitting at the back here.
All right. Are you going to grade it, are you?
Yeah, on your advice. Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
mate,
personally.
this guy.
Anything that's like,
Cheeky little bugger.
parallel with, especially if you half like the guy and think he's got potential, like,
Yeah.
you may as well. Like, it seems like it's a dime a dozen now, or there's a lot of them out there now. But Revolution's one of those sets that I don't think they print like crazy. So, I'm sure that this print runs are probably a bit higher than previous years, but it's still not like Donruss or Hoops or something.
Yeah.
So like, it's still going to be a wanted card, man, in the future. And if you get
Yeah,
it
I think
graded,
so.
man, it's the way to do it. Like, instead of waiting 5 years and then it could be worth bloody a few grand, if it's great, and then you got to pay like extra for grading. You better have
Yeah,
to
let's
do it
get the
while it's
fingers crossed.
cheaper.
Get the fingers crossed for a 10. Just give me a 10. That'd be fine.
I'm curious to see. Like, I've got a couple PSA orders in. I'm curious to see, like, because I've sent in some pretty good quality cards that I feel, and I'm curious to see what some of the great grades will be coming back. Because most of the grades I have gotten back previously from PSA, I've been pleasantly surprised. Some of them have surprised me, but there was one, like, there's a Giannis bloody rookie card from Prix Retro that I sent in. I bought it for $20 off eBay and just thought, oh, look, it'll get an 8 or something, it'll get an 8 because the centering isn't the best. It'll get an 8, but I just want to grade it in my collection or whatever. So, and at the time it was like $15 for grading, so I just sent it off.
Wow.
But it come back a 10, and you're like, everybody's whinging about grading and that, and I don't know, like, only a few months ago I was still getting 10s back pretty consistently, So,
as an example, like, let's say I bought a car for $20. And in that environment, I'm paying 15 to get it graded, right? So there's my outlay is 35. If it did come back an 8 in that market, you'd probably be thinking, what, the car to be worth, I don't know, $80 or $90 as an 8 back then?
Maybe not even. You might just be thinking, I'll get my money back. You might only get your money back. But even that's not bad, because that means that if you get a 9 or a 10, you're going to be making real good coin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's where it's like, for me, like, I'm playing catch up with a lot of this stuff because I've never graded anything. I'll be first one to say.
Yeah.
So like, I don't sort of know what the ratio is. Like, and in this market of the last 12 months, it's probably not a fair indication of what's happened over the last, say, 5 years, because it's, obviously the pricing of grading has gone up. The outcome of getting a 10 on something, like, the price has probably gone through the roof. So yeah,
it does seem they're like manipulating / like controlling pops a bit, but I don't know. It could all be. I think it's a bit early to tell. We have to wait. You need a longer data. Grab just a few videos on YouTube of people showing them regular submitters and all this. I don't think that's enough. I think you got to wait and check out actual pop reports, which is the actual real data, and actually check out pop reports and look at the ratios of, we can see, look at all these 2021 cards, hardly any getting 10s. Like, they're all getting 9s,
Like, for a noob like me, like, what would the motivation be for someone like a PSA or a BGS or something to, I guess, fuck around with the population report? Like, do they want it to be exclusive, or do they want to flood it? I don't know. Like,
it's one thing to say that they're gonna manipulate it or whatever, but then you got to actually go, well, why? Why are they doing? You can say somebody commit a murder and all that, but you still got to have motive. You know what I mean? Like, you need to establish motive. So, like, and it's the same deal there. Like, you can say what you want about them, but, like, why would it actually be in their interest to do that? Now, you could establish an argument, possibly that values, they want to try and, but I don't. I think it's just too much of a. You think about how many different cards are out there, right?
Yeah, but
imagine how much of a mind. Imagine how much of a mind fuck it would be to try and control all those pops. Like, and you could probably develop algorithms and computers.
I was going to say, it's just data, though. At the end of the day, it's just data.
But, like, is it actually any benefit to PSA though?
That's where I'm coming from. Yeah, because even like whether, like I don't know shit about shit when it comes to grading. Like, I just anecdotally see everyone's results, and I see the prices of cards go up. And I actually won a Raz on Facebook like less than a week ago, where I won like an old Michael Jordan card. I'll show it on the next show. But, like, it cost me like $8, and it's like an iconic card that I collected as a kid. But that's like I think it's a PSA 9 or something, I think. And
pretty
yeah,
good
like
for a 30-year-old card, man.
yeah,
25-year-old card. It's not bad.
Yeah,
Like you can have a 9.
but I
People
see
are so used to 10s, and everyone's just, I need a 10 and need a 10. And I get like that too. Everyone, you can easily fall in that trap. But a 9 ain't a bad grade. A 9 is a damn good grade.
Well, that's what I think. I mean, like I've looked up some of the ones, like looking for old Philadelphia Eagles cards and stuff like that, and some of the cards you see, they're like from the 80s or 70s, and it's like they're a PSA 6 or 7. It's like, yeah, cool. Like, of course they are.
Like, I've got
like they're 40 years old.
Like, I got a Magic Bird and Dr. J, like, the Magic Bird rookie card, and like the 3-panel Tops 1980 card. So Magic Bird rookie card, and it's a PSA 6.
Yeah, right.
But like, you go look at the value of that, and you're like, oh shit. Like, people are paying $3,500 for it. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, like, it's a 6. It's a 6. You're like, what? Like,
but if there's none out there though, and I guess that's where
man, you look at the pop of that, and there's like 2,000 of them. But because there's so much, because it's Magic, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird rookie card in one card, as well as having Dr. J on the same card. It's just the demand of that card is just drives it all the way out. So it's all like pops are also relative to the demand, So it's all like and there's no formula for that. That's just you knowing the market and knowing that there's a lot of demand for these players out there. So wow, that's a low pop then for that card, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so I was going to show you this. Like, I picked this up on eBay the other day, and like it's just like it's old school Keith Byers, right? It's like, I don't know, an 8.5, but it's like 1987 card.
How old is it? 1987. So they still say 1980. Oh yeah, okay. So it's not over. Because I was just thinking, was it not in a BVG holder? But I think that must be
maybe they
81 and before or something.
Recently or something. But like, look at this shit. It's like $6. Yeah. So righto. Like, no problem.
Sweet.
I'll take that. But yeah. It's just I just
can't lose, man. You can't lose with something like that. Like, you're not gonna like $6 for stars anyway, who cares? But like, it's the cost of grading's more, man. Yeah.
Important comment here from Blake. Looks familiar. He may or may not have been the person that put me onto that. So yeah.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciate it. Very much appreciated. My dog's at the door barking, so if anyone can hear that, just adds to the broadcast, I'd like to think.
That's it, mate.
But yeah.
Adds to the production value.
And Bailey talking it up, getting his first graded card this week. Yes, that card is on its way to Sydney. And Bailey will be quite happy with that card. It was a good deal. It's a good deal.
Bailey, once you start getting graded cards, man, you won't even want raw cards. Like, I love raw cards, like getting them, but like as soon as I get it, and if I go, oh no, that's going to grade shit, it's straight on eBay.
Yeah,
like
right.
I'm just, unless I'm really attached to the card or something, and then I'll still grade it. But I just like, I only like displaying slabs. I don't even like putting one touches up and things like that. You know what I mean? To me, it's sort of like,
you talked about the end game, yeah. You were talking about the end game of the card.
That's sort of what it's like. That's sort of what it's like for me. It's like, it's only halfway for the process for me is actually getting the card. I
like that though. It's cool. Like, I'm sort of dabbled a little bit. I bought a Randall Cunningham, I think it was like 1988 card. So it wasn't his rookie. I think it was his second year card. And that was a PSA 9, and I was like, I got myself a slab card. Like, this is kind of cool. And then, I don't know, you get one or two more. Like, for me, like, mucking around with, like, all the old school, like, Philadelphia Eagles cards from the 50s, 60s, 70s, all that type of stuff. It's like, I don't care if they're centered or not. Like, I'm happy to have the team set. So there's a different mindset to collecting those different team sets over the years. Like, to me, I would enjoy having, like, tops have been around forever. So it's like, you give me 1950 through to the year 2000. It's like, I'm trying to collect 50 years worth of team sets for the Eagles. Like, do I care what they grade? Nah, never going to even try and grade them. I just want to collect them. But I can see it from the other side too. When you see like one really nice card, it's like, yeah, well, if I really like that card, I might go and try and hunt down one that's a 10 grade or whatever, just to enjoy it.
It's good. You end up with good problems when you grade cards or you buy graded cards, because what happens is graded cards are very liquid. I've found, like, if you stick a card on eBay raw, unless it's the latest and greatest, like LaMelo Ball rookie, 99-cent auction, and everyone's bidding at it.
Yeah.
It's whenever you stick a graded card up, I find on eBay, even if it's PSA set, like I stuck a PSA 7, I don't know, some Jordan insert I had, right, like that graded crap because I had a dent in it, and like it was my first submission that I did, right, with PSA. Anyway, I stuck it up, but like within like a day, you got like 50 watches, and it's like a PSA 7. You're like, what do people say? People just want to buy graded cards. They're much more comfortable, if they're a shit grade. They're much more comfortable buying it because they know exactly what they're getting. Whereas buying raw is a gamble. You're not 100% what you're getting.
But you can make that choice, I suppose. You can make that choice. You can say, you know what? Like, I think this is one of the most fun parts of everything I see in collecting and in the hobby in general, is that all the different wild and wacky things or methods in which people collect. I think it's cool. Like, if I ever see, I'm doing my own, obvious, like rainbow chase for like the Mosaic Randall Cunningham, but like I see the way other people approach it. Like, it's always cool to me. Like, I think I can't remember who it was now that was saying it, but someone was saying that they collect cards of players with the same first name as them. And I just thought,
wow,
like, that's like, in someone's eyes, that's like the dumbest shit they've ever heard ever. But in the next person's eyes, they're like, oh my God, that's the best idea. I'm just going to collect all the, like, how many times do you see different like Hendos out there? It's like, I might just PC a bunch of different Hendos.
Man, if you have to try and PC Henderson, like, man,
there's a few out there. Like, you can go soccer, you can go gridiron, you can go, you just do it. Just go and have a dip. Yeah. But I just think all the different reasons why people collect, I actually think that's some of the most fun shit. That, like, whenever you hear someone PCs a particular team, or why they PC a particular player, or the first the first game I went to see, the first basket was blah, and they're like, right, so forever I'm going to collect that dude's cards. Like, I just think it's cool. I think it's cool. How I want to know more of those stories as to, like, why do you collect what you collect? Like, I think that's fun.
No, I agree.
Cody wants to PC Hendo cards. Yeah, do it. I'll go your halves, Cody. I'll go your halves. I was talking before, the boys were talking about the old Ship My Cards account.
Oh, yeah.
And SMC was a bad idea. Me and Blake sending each other too much shit. Just from the, like, when you're doing the late night stroll through eBay, I must admit, the amount of times you're just strolling through looking at certain stuff, and you see something and you're like, I know that so-and-so collects that, like it could be a certain team or a player or something. And I think it's cool to be able to let people know what's going on.
Seems like a real good service, that Ship My Cards. I've only used your one, as you know. I haven't actually used my own one, but
yeah, that's right.
Love one-of-ones. Yeah, Bailey does love his one-of-ones, eh? Mate, I'll have to have a dig, Bailey, because I'm sure I've got a shitter of 1A. I'm sure I pulled a shitter 101 from a break last year, and I just chucked it. I was just like, who is this? Like, whatever. And I just chucked it, eh? I'll see if I can find it. I was thinking about it the other day because he was talking about one-on-ones, and I'll go, he might enjoy it because he just wants one-on-ones.
Yeah, that's good.
So, and it's good. It's good
cool
that there's someone that could actually value that card. Yeah. Shit, 101. I'm listening. Yeah, I'll let you know on Discord, man. I'll have a dig for it over the next few days. See if I can find it.
Yeah, Cody, I couldn't agree more. The amount of times I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm about to go to sleep. I'll just have a quick look, just see what's going on, and I chuck in the search for whoever it is. I remember doing a search for Philadelphia Eagles PSA 5 as a search. I'm like, what's there? There's got to be something there.
Of course.
And sure enough, there was some card there. I actually didn't even know who the player was, but I looked at it and it was like, 99-cent bid. So I'm like, finishes in like 6 hours. Yeah, I'll chuck $3 on it. I'm doing it. And yeah, I woke up in the morning and I hadn't won it, surprisingly. I hadn't won it. So I was like, oh, well, whatever. easy come, easy go on the old PSA 5. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun, though.
Yeah, it is, man. Man, a graded card's a graded card, man. Yeah, and they sit nice too, you know, like on a display and that. They stand up nice and that. So
I think that's where some of the fun stuff comes too, because when you see, I guess, like people talk about like how they go about it, like the amount of times you see different people, they're talking through like how they're going to display things, or do they want it for a display, or do they want it for a collection, or you know what I mean? Like there's always a different avenue to it, I guess, and a different reason why they're doing it. Here's one from Jimmy P. Ship my cards will sneak up with you in the fees. I have actually found that, because you get in this little, you get in a zone and you get a bit of momentum going where you're like, okay, I like that. That's only $3. And I like that. And that's only $4. Oh, I like that. It's only $6. And you roll through, and then, every time one of those things lands at Ship My Cards, it's like another couple of bucks. And then I haven't even had them sent to me yet. So, it's good advice. It's good advice, because they basically charge, I think I'm going to get this right. It's like, I don't know about the larger bulk.
So you order one card off eBay.
Yeah, one card's like $2. They'll just charge you $2 USD, basically for managing it, unpacking it, housing it, etc. But that's it. You've paid your fee now. You're done. If it's 2 or more cards, I think it's $4, and if it's a lot, so more than 2 cards, it's $5, I think. Cody's just rolling in here with $2 for one card.
Works out a lot cheaper than paying
$3
bloody
for 2 cards.
eBay global shipping fees.
Yeah, and look, the proof will be in the pudding. I suppose if it's a basic, easy one. Like if I was to buy 10 different cards from 10 different people in America, each one of those is going to take, I don't know, between $15, let's say, or between 10 and $20 it's going to take to send out to me in Australia. So if Ship My Cards take a couple of bucks for each one, and then they package it all up in one box, and it's, I don't know, $50 to send to me. Yeah, if they're all singles and stuff, I think it makes a lot of sense. But it's the proof will be in the pudding. I'll have to do the spreadsheet by the time all this stuff, all these Giuliano or lazy cards. My God,
there must be a heap of them sitting there,
mate. I'll be able to build my own bloody house of cards in the backyard. Just go glamping with Giuliano.
You need to invite him on the show, mate.
Well, you never know. I mean, you just never know. He could become the next big thing, or he could be looking for he could be looking for an unpaid gig. You never know.
We'll ask him the hard questions, mate. No, we'll raise some funding for him. That's what he needs, isn't it?
That's
Daddy run out of money, I think.
We need to get this shit on Twitch somehow. It's only one button. I could put it on Twitch, but I don't really know how it works. So there you go. You heard it first. If I end up getting donations, I wouldn't even know where they are. It's pretty much like my whole crypto
Super
experience,
chat.
really. Yeah. People would just be donating like $1 out of pity, and it would all be sitting there in this wallet that I can't access. So it'd be pretty much like my own, just like my crypto experience, really. Just money somewhere in the internet that I can't touch. It's like art imitating life. Cody's got a good idea. Sponsoring a Lacey from the DGen fund. Not bad. Put together a fund. I mean, I'm sure some sort of degenerate gambling type Make-A-Wish kind of vibe to it.
See what they do, right? Like, you know how like they got a big title sponsor on the car, right? Like you look at like at Haas F1, right? And Nikita Mazepin, right? That guy, by all counts, shouldn't be driving an F1, right? Like I'm not saying he's a bad driver. He's a talented racer, but he's not ready for F1 yet, right? And like the only reason he's there is because this massive Russian oil or gas company or whatever the hell they are, but he is his personal sponsor. So what happens is whenever he's like by Haas signing him, they automatically get like $200 million straight up, bottom line.
Okay.
personal sponsorship, and all they got to do is put the name of that company on the car. So that's how you get how these drivers get in there F1 sometimes, But that's generally only the shitty teams, not the good. In all the good teams, you got like talented drivers.
So is it a bit of a gimmick, like in a sense? Like, is that how the F1 community sees it?
Yeah, it's what they call a pay driver. Now, I'll give you an example of one who can sort of morph into a bit of a better driver is Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll, especially for his first years, really struggled, but he's had a couple of podiums now. So he's done quite well for a pay driver as such. But the only reason he's in Formula One is because his dad owns BWT. It's like a water treatment or water filtration company, which have got like massive government contracts worldwide or something. And like
they're the pink cars, That's
yeah,
the Lacey.
yeah.
They're
green now this year because they changed it. They're now Aston Martin Racing, but his dad actually owns the team. His dad just come in and said, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to buy the team." And so that's why his son's obviously got a seat, and everyone knows it.
Powerball pops. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But his son actually isn't a bad driver. Like he's quite quick, But
he's saying though, if you break it down, then so like, if I was to win Powerball, like $60 million,
need more than that, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like these guys I'm talking about are billionaires. Like Lance Stroll's dad is a multi-billion. If you look at him, Lawrence Stroll. If anybody is wondering, just Google Lawrence Stroll. Man, this guy's a multi-billionaire.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we were a chance, mate. I thought we were a chance. I was going to say, man. Like, I'll bankroll. You drive.
Lotto or Powerball ain't enough to roll with F1 circles.
So we're probably going to win like 10. So we just need 10 Powerball wins.
Yeah, 10 Powerball wins. We'll be able to start our own team.
That's dope. I like it.
600 million. That'll get us rolling. We still need some sponsors to keep going, but
$3.2 billion net worth. That's what we're chasing.
There you go. That's what Lawrence Stroll is.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got to meet a couple of people in my life that not necessarily like big time famous, but they've come from very humble beginnings and they've turned themselves into something that is quite significant. And just about all of them have a story about how they, I don't know, strapped a whole heap of dial-up modems together in their mum's garage, or they like if you think about it, like, I fell over and something bumped me on the head and I realized that this is how that worked. Like, it comes from humble beginnings. So maybe step one is like digi-horse. Step 2, 3, 4, 5, right through to like a couple hundred is, yet to be determined. And then like step 900 might be running a Formula One team.
That's it.
I mean, that's kind of
like it's a process. Trust in the process, mate.
Trust the process. Step 1, digi-horses, though. That makes sense. Mayo's got a good call. Win Powerball and then put it all on Clint Capella to score 20 points. Not bad.
I like your style.
So 60 mil. If we go big here, we just say it's the big bad Powerball that no one's won for ages. 60 mil. Capella 20 points would be what? $8? Nah, maybe not that much. Maybe $6. Still, it's 420 million, and we're on our way to putting a purple and green car on the track. So
I wish I was a crypto whale, Katie.
Crypto whale. That's right.
I wish, mate. I got in too late, mate. I got in too late. It's one of those things, like I remember looking at, like hearing about Bitcoin and that in like 2013, I think it was, or 14 or something. And like someone I knew talked about it or something. They mentioned something. And I remember looking at these. I still clearly remember going on the internet and finding charts, and Ethereum wasn't even made yet at the time.
Yeah, right.
So it was just this one website, and all it had was this price of Bitcoin to US dollars. And then I remember looking at it again a few years later, and like Ethereum and all these other coins were around. I was like, what the hell has happened here? So, yeah, and then that's so I got in it. So if I would have just bought some Bitcoin at that first point of call when I first looked at that chart, I'd be laughing. But, yeah.
I remember like in year 9 at high school, I remember we did Super Coach for the first time, and you had to get all the stats and shit out of the newspaper. So that's when you need to get in. Like you need to find this shit when you're literally like doing super coach out of the newspaper for maths class in year 9.
Look at Bowers' comment.
What's he got here? Oh my god. Hold on.
Oh man, you would have had to use Bitcoin, wouldn't you? You would have been using Bitcoin to buy that shit online, then, wouldn't you? That's like, man, that's when it was going off, hey. That's when the shit was like really being utilized, like it was for black market shit like that, yeah.
Well, they're the sort of weird avenues where not like your mainstream folks are actually looking into it.
It's like most people won't admit it, but that's why Bitcoin has a lot of value these days. Is because of black market.
Yeah.
You know, like if you talk to crypto people, they won't say that. Oh no, it's all regulated and all this sort of shit. But like, totally cool. It's bullshit, man. Like you know how much Bitcoin gets pushed around, like darknet, you know, encrypted apps, all this sort of shit, like buying all sorts of crap. Like, man,
what is this? Dare I ask what this Silk Road situation is? Dare
I yeah. Silk Road, yeah. Oh no, that was that. Did you not know about that? There was it ended up blowing up pretty big. But Silk Road was a big website for a number of years that you could just go on, and it was like a shopping mart for anything illegal. You know, buy anything like you know, you name it, contraband, weapons, fucking drugs, all that sort of shit.
Really?
Yeah, all that sort of shit, like fucking anything, mate. Yeah. So, but like, you know, if people like were struggling to find a bag of weed or something, they could just go in there and just with a bit of Bitcoin, just order themselves a bag of weed. Next thing you know, it turns up in your mailbox.
Jesus. So it's kind of like Uber Eats before Uber Eats.
Yeah. But
just like the long analog version.
Yeah, and like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
It's a good way to put it. But like, I mean, I wouldn't like, you know, if you're into anything like that, I personally wouldn't risk it on that. But like, obviously, Bowers had a good crack at it.
He's had a tip. He's loving a lot.
Yeah, I'd be too bloody scared. But personally,
he's a crack up. I'm not reading him out, but he's a crack up. We've got to keep some rating on this show. I don't even know if we have a rating, if I'm honest.
Before you pop it.
You got to read the comments to get the comments, I'm afraid.
Oh man,
it's an advantage to tuning in live, as you get to hear what the fuck Bale's on about right now. If you're watching this later on, then that's okay. You just have to tune into the next episode.
See, I've only ever heard all about this shit, eh?
Some of the packaging, props to the sellers. It's just like it's like eBay
good
with
that
cards.
There's someone with actual experience that can, you know, like So because all I'm saying is just like second-hand information, you know.
Episode 4, buying off the dark web. That's right. get your digi shopping trolley out.
How to use onion router? You don't know what that is, probably.
No, I got no idea what that is. No. Part of me doesn't want to know.
No, it's fine. There's nothing illegal about onion router. It's just you got to use that to access the dark web.
Oh, Jesus! All right,
things aren't indexed.
Yeah, right.
It's not all bad. It's not all bad.
No.
Dark web just means that things aren't indexed. It doesn't mean it just has a bad name because it's dark web. But it's like all it means is it's Internet 1.0. It's the original Internet before this Internet that we're using now.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is. Before the Internet was indexed and you could have search engines and all that sort of shit.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's like IIRC or whatever it was, like just line by line by line. Is that how it works?
Pretty much, but unless you know the address or something, you can't just find shit. You can't just browse. You need to actually know the specific address of a website to be able to go to that website.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
right.
But again, I haven't used it I used it back in I learned it in computer studies in school, bro. I learned all this at school in computer study, like how to use onion router and all that back in the late 90s and that. You know what I mean? Because it's all legitimate stuff that just gets used by nasties, you know what I mean? So like, but it's all just legitimate. Yeah.
That's like anything.
Yeah.
I remember making a we had they called it IT&T back in the day, and I remember making this bloody NBA basketball bracket in Q Basic, and basically there was only like it was just a randomizer, and so I had the East and West Conference, and you just had to push the button to see who won. But yeah, it was so basic. What's Bauer to here? He's a weapon, that bloke. I love his work. I'm just laughing. I'm just watching what's unfolding and just laughing. Hey, I wanted to quickly just I wanted to actually show off something. We'll come back to
do it. What do you got?
We'll come back to the other
Get us
stuff.
back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, no, we'll be right. We'll take it where we've got to take it in a sec. But I wanted to just give a shout out to my buddy Pierre, who pumped out a little article on Nick Foles. Foles has a massive appendage. Like, it's a bit of comedy about it. It's about the Eagles knocking off Tom Brady's Patriots, the Philly special, the Super Bowl, all that type of stuff. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and say thanks for writing an article on the website. Like, if anyone else is actually keen, it literally might be zero amount of people. But if anyone else is actually keen to, to put some words down or some thoughts, or if they want to send some photos in of cards, or I don't know, just tell me about, why they like collecting something. Like, at the end of the day, it's just like, the way I see it is, it's just content, and it's just fun. It's fun to share, everyone's different theories on stuff, and like why people like everything, and why you collect, and what draws you to certain things. So I just wanted to quickly just show his IG. So he's got a heap of stuff. They're nice photos. Like the Nick Foles Moments card there. There's heaps of cool stuff. Fair bit of old Gardner Minshew with the mullet. He's recently cut the mullet off, so it's a bit of a shame. But yeah, there's a heap of really nice stuff. Ken Griffey's really nice as well. So yeah, just a shout out. I appreciate him putting together the article, and go and check out the account. Give him a follow. You'll see some cool stuff. Like, he's got some really cool cards that he shares. So want to try and eventually get to the stage where, pump out a few recommended accounts to go and follow on that, because some of the stuff that I've found, like just from bumping into people, barbecue and ball games, perfect example. I got randomly asked. I run a Philadelphia Eagles Instagram account called Philly Collect Eagles, and I just started posting a bunch of cards. I just really enjoyed just concentrating on the Eagles, and I all of a sudden got this DM from someone, and they were like, "Hey man, do you want to be part of like a Philadelphia Eagles group?" And I thought, Jesus, here we go. Like, you're going to try and steal something from me or ask to sell something. Well, I just thought it was bullshit sort of thing. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And the answer that came back, he's like, "We've only got one question for you. Smooth or crunchy peanut butter?" And I read it and I just went, what the fuck is that? And so, like, I gave the only true answer. I said, well, smooth peanut butter is lies, so it's crunchy all the way. And all of a sudden, bang, I just got let straight into this Philadelphia Eagles chat group. And because we
like your answer, though.
Yeah, it's crunchy.
I do like your answer. Oh, I've got to go crunchy as well, but I like smooth peanut butter is lies.
Yeah, well, you got to commit, because they're about to let you into a group. So I'm like, well, I've got to burst the doors open, or they just won't let me join. So who gives a shit? I might as well go down swinging. And so I get in this chat. But the funny thing with Insta chat is that you can just see all the history. And so I could see this history of, they're like, should we ask him? Yeah, ask him. It was so funny. But I met Pierre there, and so we've had a lot of chats. I met quite a few really good people out of a random, like an actual random Philadelphia Eagles chat. Like, people I would never have met in my life ever if I hadn't just taken a few photos of some Philadelphia Eagles cards. So yeah, it's kind of cool how you bump into people, and here we are now talking shit. And
Bailey couldn't join. He reckons no peanut butter.
No peanut butter. Jesus Christ, Bailey.
He could be unless you're allergic. If you're allergic, you get a pass. But mate, come on,
That's
peanut butter
actually
is
a good point.
pretty damn good. Like
Bauer. Look at Bauer. It's the first thing.
He knows.
First thing I've been able to share all night from him. Smoothest for kids. I couldn't agree more. Look at this. What a bunch of like-minded people. Like we're all just in our own little echo chamber of peanut butter. It's beautiful. Except Bailey, you're on the wrong side of history with your no peanut butter. But it depends. If you got the allergy, then
he's got an expensive diet, that Bailey. $100 steaks or whatever he orders.
Oh, $100 steak
mate, whatever.
Doorstop. You could find cheaper shit to hold the doors open with.
But I wouldn't be able to eat it well done. But I can't have it like you blokes. I think like it a bit too rare for my liking. I like it like pink.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't want a bloody blood coming out of it.
Nah, I think I had blue steak once at a place called Steers. Yeah, it was a place called Steers in Chapel Street in Melbourne, and I went there on a work thing, and you know this bloke was paying for everything, and they get you to order first because you're the guest. And I'm like, shit, what level are we playing at tonight? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what to do with the first order, and so I'm like, not really sure. Can you give me a minute? I'll let you guys order first. And so the big boss ordered like it's like $150 steak. The bloke that was at around about my level ordered about $100. And so I'm like, okay. So I just ordered the $90 one. So I play it safe. It's still a $90 steak. Jesus. Like it's still going to be good. And so, but the whole thing was this guy was all about like Colombian red wine and this goes great with the blue steak. And do you eat blue steak? And I'm like, not really, man. Like, to be honest, he's like, you got to try it. Look, if you don't like it, we'll just get you another one. I'm like, okay, these guys are rolling.
It's literally on the pan for like a second. They just go, just seal the outside, right?
It's like 20 seconds maybe to seal it, and then it's like raw in the middle.
Yeah.
Now I ate it, but not all of it though. Like I ate it, but it's like, not for me. So yeah, medium rare. That's the go for me. It could go a little bit rarer than that if it has to. Like if they cook it. It's a bit rarer. I'm okay with it. But yeah, we don't want blue. Oh, what a shocking revelation this is. Peter B. Crunchy could get stuffed.
Oh.
Smooth peanut butter with a slice of tasty cheese.
Cheese?
Holy shit. What is that?
Cheese with peanut butter? I might have to try that.
I'll try it before I
I won't knock anything until I try it. But
that's the rules, I reckon. You got to try it. And now this one. Strawberry jam and cheese is the go. What is that?
What planet are these blokes living on? What is going on right now?
I feel dizzy.
Strawberry jam and cheese is the go.
Jesus Christ! All right. No,
I can't even comprehend that. I can't even picture what that would taste like.
I have a lot of questions, and Blake's basically channeling my thoughts right now.
Also, at Cody, cordial and water, good mix.
Well,
like a cordial, Bailey, eh?
Yeah, all right. Everyone likes a cordial.
Cordial is good.
What a classic. Yeah.
Jam, no way. I can't do the American like peanut butter and jam or jelly or whatever they want to call it, but it's just jam. Like,
yeah, I've tried that. I don't mind it. The peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, I wouldn't like. I don't need it. Like, I'd go without it. Like a lot. I don't chase it down. But if someone had one there and they're like, oh, do you want one? Yeah, I'd have a look. They're not so bad. But yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I'm trying to have a look at the old run sheet and see if I've got anything else left on here. I think pretty much covered everything that I was
General banner. That's pretty much covered the whole show.
It's general banter. Yeah, it's just sort of the way it goes. I'm with Bauer too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to have a crack at him as well. Like,
I'm definitely going to do it.
Like, who knows? They might be all right. Like,
I'll report back. I'll definitely report back. I'll give it a. What Dave Chappelle say in that skit? It was like, I give it 4 thumbs down. That might be what happens.
What's Cody in there? Red cordial and Corona. Put a dash of red cordial, like
Yeah, okay.
a tiny bit, like down the neck sort of thing.
I have seen people before apply red cordial to beer.
I've seen people put like lime syrup instead of a lime piece, or like a lime cordial type dash down the neck of the Corona. You know what I mean? But it's sort of
like a piece of lime, or like lime cordial.
No, like actual lime cordial in
Okay.
the Corona, but I've never not bloody red cordial.
Yeah, right. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
That's
I know they always
people who can't do beer. Oh, okay, that's why they do it. I've seen it.
But... yeah, Blake's talking about the Quran, maybe Quran team. where you just get locked in a room with the Quran and just learn, I guess.
And pray.
Yeah. Well, why not? We're all doing that.
So where are you, Blake? Where are you at now? Are you still in Queensland? If you're in quarantine, no. So you must. You must be back in New South Wales then, are you? You've come back or something. I don't know. I don't know how that
How
works.
good is the full circle? Like everyone's just like completely like filthy Melbourne, and then 4 weeks later, it's like, oh, we got to keep.
No, he's in Brisbane. All right,
got to keep the AFL season alive. Send everyone to Melbourne. It's so clean and tidy there. What a shit show. Anyway.
Oh man, in reality, who's actually bagging out Melbourne when the shit was going down? You know, like media outlets. Does anybody pay attention to mainstream media anymore? Like,
I actually don't know anyone personally that went, "Oh, Melbourne is shit."
Yeah, correct. Man, I'm from Sydney, man. Fucking, in all honesty, man, like we love to give shit to each other. You know, it's the Aussie way. It's a bit of fun or whatever. But in all honesty, like, fuck, mate, we don't want fucking anything to go down in Melbourne. We don't want you pricks getting COVID and getting crooked. Just like I'm sure you don't want us. You know, you're all Aussies at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's exactly what matters.
Right.
Like, the only ones we give shit to really is Perth. That's because it's Perth.
It's just the governments, you know, like the state governments, they can, they get shit put on them and that, but like rightfully so, they should be criticised.
Be careful with red cordial. I had a big night of vodka, lemonade, and raspberry. I threw the cordial up 4 days later at Spencer Street Station. Jesus,
Perth is a shithole. Josh Mayer reckons. I've never been to Perth. Have you been there?
Yeah, I actually don't mind Perth. I don't mind Perth. I prefer Fremantle though. I like Fremantle because it's just like everyone's like some people
south?
when they
first a bit south from Perth.
When they first go there, like to when they first go to Fremantle, I've had people just go, "Oh, it's freak mantle." So all these freaks, and I'm just like, yeah, but they're probably like people I would more prefer to hang out with. So when someone's sitting there going, "Oh, they're all freaks and degens and shitheads," I'm like,
yeah, they're my people, mate.
Well, I'm sitting in the street with a bloody beer wanting to have a chat to them. These are my people you're talking about. How dare you? But yeah,
that's right.
I had to just look it up because I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, Fremantle is just a tad south of Perth, and it's obviously on the coast. But yeah,
it's somewhere I've got to go. I've been most other places around Australia. I just haven't been there in Northern Territory.
Being asked if I've seen the Cherry Discord. I have not.
What's going on in the Cherry Discord?
Should I be looking at something? Someone give me the skinny on what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to check it in a minute. We'll have to wrap up shortly anyway because it's nearly 10 p.m.
Yeah.
We're about 2 hours off turning into a pumpkin, so better behave myself.
This Formula 1 race starts in an hour, actually.
It is about an hour, isn't it? Yeah. So let's bring up. We'll bring up real quick. I just want to share screens, just like
do it, mate.
Weapon.
Yeah. Show off. Show us your skills, your streaming skills.
Oh Jesus! Let's not get too fresh. It'll just show up all the dodgy ads on my browser. Not really. All right, so I think. All right, let's do this. Let's share and let's quickly talk through.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Yeah. Have you seen Cherry Discord in relation to freaks and degens? Right now, I'm with you. Okay. What Blake was saying. Yeah.
Let's have a look here. All right, so this is qualifying. So we need punters tips for the day.
Oh shit.
So we need a tip for first card of Arsehole itself. And
yeah. I'm going to go with for someone in Daniel's position, I'd normally pick him for first card to retire, but I won't because he's a very professional driver and he keeps things quite clean, even while being aggressive. Go someone like maybe Ferrari of like Leclerc, something like that. He's feeling a bit under the pump because Carlos Sainz has been pumping him in qualifying lately.
Yeah,
and he's the supposed number one of that team, and
yeah,
he's in a fast car, and they're capable of a very good launch. Ferrari at times they can get a very, very good launch. So I'll go with him. I'll go with Leclerc, Charles Leclerc.
So Leclerc to be first out.
Yeah, I'll go him.
All right, not bad. And you got a winner?
What do you want, a winner? A winner.
Hard to look past Max.
It's hard to look past Max, but for the sake of this, let's take Max out of the equation. Go with Lewis probably. I think they'll end up. Yeah, just race pace.
Shot at the title.
There's a thing in Formula One called qualifying pace and race pace, and Mercedes have always got very good race pace. So
yeah, right.
Where they can maintain that over a number of laps. So like, I think he'll end up coming good, but it depends on what Perez can do there. Perez could upset the apple cart a bit there by slowing things down for Lewis. Like Red Bull love to play games, and it can be quite entertaining at times. Like when you hear the radio messages between the drivers and the pit wall. Yeah, and like they could be telling Perez, they can't tell him to hold up Lewis, but they can say, oh, make sure you don't make it easy for him and things like that. And they can already have code, like, hey, make sure you block Lewis. You know what I mean? Like, so slowing him down. And then what happens then, that's creating then a gap between that Merc and Verstappen. So then Verstappen.
Well, yeah, it's like setting a screen in basketball, I guess.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, you're just trying to give someone some space.
Yeah. So they're not allowed to give direct team orders anymore like that. They can, like, between teammates, they're allowed to tell them to move aside and that, but they can't actually tell them. Like you used to hear that, like, hey, make sure you stop him from. We need you to create a 2-second gap, between such and such. Yeah, that's what you'd actually hear the radio say that, but that's all been banned now, so that to stop all that sort of shit happening.
So they're sitting there like this, and they're going, the yellow pigeon is blue. The yellow pigeon is blue. And so if you're driving along going at 100 miles an hour, just going, oh yeah, I gotta crash into Lewis. No worries. The yellow pigeon is blue.
There's a famous one that you say when you're saying there that in 2006, Fernando Alonso won the championship, right? And you can go, if you're ever interested, go on YouTube and have a look. And there's a video of Nelson Piquet, who is the famous Piquet Senior's son, right? Yeah. Who crashed the car, right? He crashed his car and literally he crashed it on purpose. So Fernando would win. So the race would get red flagged.
Oh no!
Right? And Fernando would win the championship.
Oh no.
And like it wasn't until later that it all come out, but they never actually took the championship off him, and so that's why like Fernando is half hated, half loved, and there's a whole long story with all that as well. But like there's so many stories along the way of like because teams are always pushing things to the limit, trying to get an edge over one another, and that like
we're talking milliseconds here, aren't we? Like I mean, they're hundreds of seconds, so you do literally need what you need. You need to do whatever you do.
So it creates like real fascinating storylines and that. Over in the long run and that, but you find those storylines all get lost in the media because the media just goes, oh, such and such won the race and this happened and there you go. But whereas if you actually watch the whole thing and watch highlights and that sort of thing, and you can hear all the radio messages and that, it makes things quite interesting. Yeah, but that's what I love about it
because they only show what they want to in terms of the radio.
Correct.
I mean, they can't just keep an open radio because I mean, there's all sorts of shit flying there.
And the race director, like there's a race like broadcast director, he dictates what camera is on, and the commentators then just go off that. It's not like the commentators are sitting there with buttons saying, "Oh, we want camera 4 or something." Follow Raikkonen. We want to talk about Raikkonen for a minute. They're just talking about what pops up on their screen, essentially. You know what I mean? But they've got like 20 screens around them with different information and that. But like they get the main feed that we all see, and they've got to talk about that.
They put on a good show, and I think it's an enjoyable telecast to watch, even if you're new to the sport or you're new to Formula One. I think I always say this to friends or to anyone I'm talking to. Really, it's like I think rugby union for me could be something that I would really enjoy. But the commentary teams, when we get to a World Cup, it's like, oh, the Wallabies are playing awesome. I might tune in. But the commentary don't care that I'm tuning in. Like as a novice. Like they don't care. Like they commentate the game as if like, well, if you don't know, we're not explaining it to you. Like that's how I feel. Whereas you look at the polar opposite of that would be something like UFC. Like they will literally explain why that dude is lifting his shoulder off the floor and why he's moving his arm just that little piece. And like they're like over the top explaining things. Whereas, I think rugby union is just like, nah, if you're not in, you're out kind of thing. So I think the reason I bring that up though is because I think the F1 sits more on that UFC side than it does on the rugby union side. Like they're always sort of sharing.
They do like to talk about a lot of different things and like, sharing for people that don't know, like, oh, this is a rule here, you know, for those that don't know at home in pit lane, you got to slow down to 50 miles an hour or something, you know what I mean? Like, so if people were sitting at home going, well, why are they going so slow through pit lane? Look, they're hardly moving, you know? Yeah. But like they do actually sort of try to explain shit like that. So it is good, but cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Jimmy Prix to get in on the V8s. I've never got into the V8s, but I would be happy to do it. I'd be happy to have it. I need to speak to someone and go, all right, so while I'm watching, give me the skinny on who's who in the zoo. Maybe the Discord would be a good place
I used to be a big fan, man, but like the thing that appealed to me about that series was you could literally go into a showroom the next day and buy a car. Like even when the VR Commodores and that, like when I was a kid, when they were running around and like you could literally, like my dad then got a VS SS, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, this is sick. This is like Brocky's car, like this sort of thing. Whereas like, mate, you can't, like, you can go and get a Commodore, but it hardly even looks like the car that's on track. And it literally is not the car, because the cars on track are just shells, they're all the same car, but they're just a shell. So like they're all running the same gear.
But dudes back in the day were able to like get their like XE Fairmont gear and like put a body kit on it and dump it on its ass, and it's like, oh man, I'm Dick Johnson.
Yeah, that's right, and that was the appeal about that series. Whereas now it's become very much like any other touring car around the world, and like to be honest, there's better series than that. I find, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to follow that, you might as well follow NASCAR or something. Even though they've added 8 normal circuits on their calendar this year, so
at least V8 turn in 2 different directions.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like NASCAR have added 8 standard circuits on their calendar this year. So
there you go.
They've taken 8 oval races away and added 8 standard circuits. So they slowly want to, because they understand that even American fans prefer that. Like traditionally NASCAR, and they will always have big races on ovals as well, but like the cars are much faster. Like a NASCAR is much faster than a supercar. Its engine is much more powerful. Like they're pumping out over 1,000 horsepower, those things, whereas a V8 supercar is only about 600 mark, 650 or something, from what I remember. But but NASCAR ovals, they do leave a lot to be desired for me. I much prefer, but I do like the race. Like we've got a lot of talent in this country, and like race car talent, and it's good that they've got an opportunity in this country with V8 supercars.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They sort of get stuck there as well, like because you're in a tin top, and it's not like you can move to Formula One from V8s. Nobody's going to take you seriously.
No, that's fair.
Like
I suppose you sort of get typecast as what you are, and you can work your way out of it.
The only thing you can do is
got more into watching endurance racing in the last 18 months, and then
Enduro's good.
24-hour Nürburgring. I remember a bunch of us were watching those races, that 24-hour race, and cars were just crashing everywhere. And like that was mad. Like Cody said, it's 4 hours of race, 20 hours of fog and rain. It's about right. The cars were just like sliding into each other. It was out of control. It was good fun,
awesome.
though, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like, it was good shit. But I was gonna share something else, but now I can't
What else
find
you
it.
got?
So I think that's all I've got. I think that's it. So I think we'll probably just wrap it up. We can do that.
No
We've been going for nearly 2 hours. So I think we've done a pretty good effort. The F1s are coming up at 11. The telecast has probably already started. So
what days do the NBA finals kick off? Is that Wednesday or Thursday? It might be Thursday our time, eh?
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't actually look yet, but yeah. What is it? Phoenix and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's just a weird combo, but I don't know. Gun to my head, I would say I hope Phoenix wins, but I could handle it either way.
I'll go Milwaukee.
All right, nice.
I still got that bet running too. So I had 50
you do too, yeah.
At the start of the playoffs, so $10. So that's still right.
So hang on, what were their odds?
$10 at the time.
10-1, and how much you put on it? 50.
50, yeah.
Ooh, so the
I'm
Bucks
off for 500, but yeah.
Hey, just a cheap. You buy another 2 digi-horses, bro.
Cheeky little win, yeah.
Yeah. Call one Giannis.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
just
it.
Quickly, I'm going to show you something. Just last card I'm going to show you, just because I actually got these, and they were package material. So someone had used them to just package around the top loader. It's a NASCAR card, and whenever this bloke's racing, I want to watch him. Have a look at this bloke.
Who is it?
I'm trying to get the right angle. Richard Petty.
Oh, Richard Petty, man, he won't be racing. He's a team owner. That guy,
is he? Mate, have a look at him. What a unit.
Mate, that guy would be maybe not a billionaire, but like 100 millionaire easy. Like he's a.
I just got that card as like package filler.
He owns just
added the filler.
Big industries, automotive industries in America.
Oh, really?
Mate. Yeah. But he like race team as well, like very famous race teams. But,
that's mad.
Richard Petty. Look, I can't believe that guy stuck that in there as this packaging. Surely somebody in the States, mate, Richard Petty, bloody hell.
Is he a bit of a dude, yeah?
Yeah, Richard Petty Motorsports, mate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
no, I got heaps of them. There's like, I don't know, there's like this many.
They mustn't be worth much.
They're just little shitters. I thought this was like stained glass or something. I was like, oh man, this is dope. It's
funny. It's funny how NASCARs have been on the scene for a long time. Like NASCAR cards have been on the scene for a long time and like aren't worth shit. And then Formula One comes along and like everyone's like, oh fucking gimme, and like this Hamilton's going for $5,000 and shit, and you're like, what the hell, man?
This guy, powertrain, just smashing it, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got a monster car. Anyway, he just packaged them. So good times. Maybe I'll bust out some more.
Hang on, what's Cody waiting on here? I'm waiting on NASCAR Redemption Dual Patch Fire Suit Auto. What? You're full of shit.
That's mad.
Or did he go on a break and actually got one? Like, come on.
I reckon he must have, because there was like
is he full of it, or is he? Man, I'm pumped to see that. I want to see that card if he's actually for real. That's awesome. The 2 rookie card, Hallie. Hallie Deegan, youngest female. She's actually pretty hot. That. Can you say that? Sorry.
You say whatever you want, man.
I just did.
You just did. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
Because they had like tire cards, helmet cards, race suit cards.
Now that is what they need in F1, man. They need legitimate like piece of a tire. Oh, here's a piece of bloody Max Verstappen's front wing. You know, or some shit.
Dude, that'd be out of control.
Yeah. And it's a piece of carbon fiber, you know, and like that's awesome. They need stuff like that for sure. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But that's pretty cool. I'll be looking forward to seeing them, Cody, when you get them. Yeah, I don't know how much they're worth for that, but yeah, it's irrelevant. That's a good. Mad piece of memorabilia.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. Appreciate everyone jumping in and jumping on board with the comments.
Thanks, Chad.
CP, thanks again for coming on, man. It's basically the Hendo and CP show at this stage, so let's roll with it. I reckon I'm happy if you're happy.
Righto. I'll have to get a camera sorted at some point. People can look at me ugly mug.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
You can't troll me, but
no trolls. This is a no troll environment.
Instant block.
I was hoping that
I could
Maggie would
probably
hang around a
handle it.
little bit longer because there is that. I wanted to use that timeout button and just see how long it lasted for. It could be like a 30-minute timeout. That'd be weird, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll do it on the next episode. But yeah, all right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Very much appreciate it, and no doubt we'll see you on the Discord. Take it easy. Talk soon. Cheers.